What it do, YouTube? I wanted to elaborate on a few things that I spoke about in previous videos. First of all, mankind are demons. So I've said this in previous videos. It doesn't matter whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your daughter. If they have not been called out of darkness by the Most High God, they are demons. If they have not been chosen by God, they are demons. If they are not God's elect, they are demons. I don't know how mankind became like this because I just thought the world was regular. The world's regular. Until I woke up one day and I realized that the world is not what I thought it was. So I'm just recently figuring this out. But I don't know how the world, and maybe the world was always like this and I just didn't know. But if you are not been called out of darkness by the Most High God, you are a demon. And so that's just what it is. A lot of people may not agree with me. They might not like my statements. They may not even like what I'm saying. And that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like the statements that I make. But the truth is the truth. You know? What else? I hate when the devil tries to fog my mind up so I don't remember what I was going to talk to you guys about. But what was I going to say? Anyway, give me a second. I hate when the enemy does this. I was sitting up here thinking to myself. Well, I was sitting up thinking earlier today, and I thought about how Lot felt and how those angels must have felt being in Sodom and Gomorrah, and they being the only righteous men or the only righteous thing in the world, in that city, in that particular city. Because I know for a fact that in my city, there's not one person that's like me. And if it is, I don't know him. I haven't met him. I don't care if they can be the most devoted Christians, the most anointed people, but mankind are demons. So before there ever was a world, before there ever was people, before there ever was a demon, before God had created the planets and the earth, God chose you. He chose you before the foundations of this world. So God had already knew what mankind was going to turn out to be. God knows the beginning from the end. So God chose you not to be a demon. God chose you not to be like them. God chose you. He pulled you out of darkness before the foundations of this world. Before you were ever born, he had chose you and he knew you. You do not have their DNA. Be thankful. Be blessed. Be grateful that you are nothing like them. You are two different species, two different things. And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm not saying this to be mean or nothing like that. But the truth is the truth. All I can do is give you the truth. The truth is that we are nothing like these people. I'm nothing like my mom and my daddy. Because I know what they are. They're not like me. And I love my mother and father unconditionally. I love my son unconditionally. There's the love, words cannot extend or say how much I love my family. But the truth is the truth. So I don't care whether you accept what I'm saying. I don't care if you like what I'm saying. The truth is the truth. So that's just what it is. But I was thinking about how Lot and them angels, how they felt being in Sodom and being the only righteous thing in there. Get away from me. This thing keeps bothering me. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so I was just thinking how they must have felt being the only righteous people, or being the only righteous thing in that city, And when I think about that, it reminds me of me. Because Like I said, in my city, there's no one like me. If it is, I have not met him. And you can trust and believe that everybody that is around you, everybody who sees you, everybody who knows you, they know what they are. They're not going to tell you. And they know what you are. And they know that you are chosen by God. And the funny thing about it is that they could have told you this a long time ago. They could have been told you were chosen by God. But no, they choose to gaslight you, mislead you in the wrong directions, tell you a bunch of lies, make you think that you're crazy, have you on psychotropic drugs, on the verge of committing suicide. And they knew all along that you were a child of the Most High God and that you were chosen. And they chose not to tell you. So when the gang stalking started, when all of this has started, when all the kooky and spooky things started happening to you, and you didn't know what it was, they knew what it was. They knew what it was all along. But they chose not to tell you that you were chosen by God. And that's when the gang stalking comes hand in hand with the chosen. Because this is nothing but the demons and the enemy that comes against you, because you are now awakened. You are awake. You're starting to come into fruition. Your eyes are starting to open up to the things that are going on around you and in this world. And that's when the gang stalking happens. And everybody around you knew that you were chosen, and none of them chose to tell you, because they didn't choose to tell me. And they knew. Now all of a sudden they can say, oh yeah, you chosen, bro, you chosen by God. Yeah, okay, but you knew that all along. Why didn't you tell me this a long time ago? Why did you have me running around in circles and beating myself up, not knowing what was going on? I felt like the world was ending. And they knew all along. And then told me everything but the right thing. Tried to send me in 50 different directions other than the one that I needed to be going down. These people are ridiculous. I don't get it. But I just want to tell y'all, bro, this is the last stand. And I know y'all know that. But I sometimes or should I say me, sometimes I get caught up in what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? And so it'll when I get caught up in what I'm doing, then it'll what's the word for it? I have a tendency to forget that I got a brain fog. But when I get caught up, there's times that I get caught up and I have a tendency to forget that this is the last stand. This is the last hurrah. So you don't get a do-over after this. So I understand that we all know that if you die and if you go to hell, you don't get a chance to do it over. We all know that. But what I'm speaking about is that if you get caught off guard by Jesus when the rapture comes, if you couldn't make it now, you're really not going to be able to make it during those trials and tribulations. And that's not to say that you couldn't, but it's going to be very difficult. You understand what I'm saying? So what I am saying is that this is the last fight in your life. There will be no more fights after this.